do a little 4th of July stream, short little nail polish and chill, and show some of these new China Glaze, well, new-ish. They've been out for a couple weeks now, maybe a month. But the China Glaze OMG Flashback collection, since I have the originals, and those are kind of rare. So I'm pretty sure there's probably already some reviews of the Flashback collection out there, but I don't know that there is, any or many comparisons. Sorry, I just had some stuff kind of tilt over there. So let me get a tweet sent out here, and then we will get going. Mega, hello. Thank you for joining me. I was just saying I'm going to send out a tweet here, and then we're going to do a comparison. I have the air conditioning on, so I pretty much doubt Beanie is going to join us today. So instead of cat cam, we have nail polish cam over here. Caters, hello. You're welcome, Mega. I was thinking about it, but it was like I wasn't quite sure like what my holiday plans were. Turns out it's hot and gross and rainy here today, so it's like, you know, aside from the fact that there's fireworks that, I mean, Clark is fairly tolerant of, but they still do freak him out a little bit, so I don't really feel like hanging out outside in the gross weather with all the loud fireworks going off. And so I thought I'd come in and paint my my naked nails here. I took off the holographic fireworks yesterday, I believe. Miss 504, hello. Thank you for joining us. Let me finish up this tweet here before I fully forget what I'm doing. Okay. A clever username not found. Hello, thank you for joining us. Oh, I'm so glad everybody's like, I mean, holiday streams are always kind of, I feel like, maybe a little bit risky, but especially because this is only a holiday here in the US, I thought I would go ahead and stream. Watch this. Okay, this is actually not my friend. Let me just mute this, because my stupid phone does not have a actual permanent mute. And yes, you can see me sticking it under the blankets here, so it hopefully doesn't bother us anymore. But I know that as a viewer, I appreciate holiday streams, because a lot of times I'm just hanging out around the house anyway. Happy 4th of July, Fuzzy Nova. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, and I think, I mean, I've got the ring light going right now, but I also, there will come a point when I think I will turn it off and try with one of my other lamps, so hopefully we can capture a little bit more of the holo than I seem to usually be able to with the ring light. From what I can see, I mean, I haven't like side by side compared them. I actually hadn't even, like they were still kind of semi-unpacked. This box here is the new ones, and then that's all of the old ones. I haven't like actually personally side by side compared them, so we're going to be doing that today. So yeah, they look really holographic. Kaleidocutali. Hello. That's a little bit of a tongue twister, but thank you for joining us. Oh, thank you for sticking around for so long. Yeah, I feel like I don't do as many haul videos as I used to, although I may kind of start to again now that like my last haul I streamed, and that worked out really well, because bonus, I didn't have to edit anything. But, and there will be more swatching too, because my grand project is to swatch my whole collection. So, we'll call her Cutie. Yeah, that's probably a good one. So, first I'm going to show you guys all the old OMG colors. I kind of wonder why China Glaze didn't re-release all 12. And I'm not sure that I agree with the the 6th that they did re-release. Of the 6, I only have 5. I'm like, I have a tendency to do stuff with my hands that's like not on either camera. But I was kind of hesitating when I made the order because I was trying to decide if I wanted to buy something else. I was trying to decide which site I wanted to purchase from. And in the midst of my indecision, one of them sold out and I was pretty irritated. But yeah, we'll go through what I have. And the old ones, really for the most part, I think that they all aged really well with one exception that you'll see in a minute here. So here we have QT. It's like a very, and these are, you know, let's see how this goes right now. We're going to turn off the ring light. We're going to turn on this light. What do you guys think of that? Trying to see here too. It's like now it's casting glare on my monitor and it's hard for me even to see. I feel like this is not super showing off the holographic either, and it's kind of making for more shadows. I did not order from head to toe. I was looking at head to toe because I thought I remembered their shipping being cheaper, which maybe it used to. But it turned out to be almost the same. I ended up ordering from Trans Design, which I was really mad because originally the polishes were cheaper there, and in the time it took me to like look around a little bit and make up my mind, the price on the actual polishes went up. So we'll see. We might play around a little bit more toward the end and see if we can get some actual holo to show up, but just I think you guys trust me. In fact, maybe you'll be able to see. There you can kind of see we've got a, I kind of want to call it a splooge of nail polish on the side of the bottle here, and I feel like that's showing off the holo quite a bit. So maybe once I get these on my nails, rather than just in the bottle, you'll be able to appreciate some more of that. And this one is actually BFF, slightly lighter pink than QT, as you can see. Yeah, head to toe shipping is expensive. Trans Design shipping is also expensive. And one of my other favorite online ones that I used to use a lot, 88 Beauty, they didn't have them in stock at all. So, and I mean, there were some other ones, but they seemed like they were fairly similar shipping and polish prices all around. So I tried to just kind of make the best of it and bite the bullet. At least for me, it's a business expense. I can write it off on my taxes, so that's one thing. The next one I'm going to show you guys here is TMI. It's kind of orange, almost like a salmon colored holo. And then we've got TTYL, which is getting even more, like, I feel like these two go together the way that these two go together. And then there's also like 2 purples and 2 bluish shades. So those are the first 4. I'm just going to set these up here because I don't remember off the top of my head which ones are the reissued ones that we're going to be comparing here. This is GR8 Great. It's a really nice gold holo. And then we have FYI, which is like a taupe holo. And I feel like this one is very faintly almost the best holo coming through in the bottle. Like I said, hopefully on my nails, or once we get going a little farther, I'll figure out a way to show it a little better. That's the one frustrating thing. I mean, streaming or regular recording is like getting stuff to actually show up, even though I'm usually more concerned with showing what I'm doing. I also like to show the polishes off as best as possible too. I mean, they're calling them the same. I'm always skeptical because I've seen so many companies do you know, dupes of their own polish, and it's like this is not the same. I mean, like OPI My Private Jet, I personally own 3 different versions of, and I know there's a couple more versions out there. Yeah, great is great. And all these are like text abbreviations, And all these original ones that I'm showing you, these, I believe, were either the first or second online haul that I ever did when I first started my blog, which was in January 2009. So all these polishes that you're about to see, the originals, are 9 years old. And they've aged very well, with one exception. We're almost to it. The lighter purple is IDK, and the darker purple is LOL. And these are, it's kind of hard to tell because I shook these all up, but a lot of these bottles are like well used, like actually over half gone. And part of the reason for that is, and a reason I would suggest picking up the new ones if you don't have the old ones, if you're interested, is that they all stamp really well. Some holos stamp well, some are too sheer, and some are too, like scattered holos can tend to be too glittery for stamping. But in my experience, all the OMG colors, at least the original, stamped really well. So hopefully the new ones also stamp really well. You know, I think I heard about that one, Clever Username. We might just start calling you Clever. I don't know if I actually have that one. Another one that reminds me, it wasn't even technically a re-release, but Sally Hansen, I think it was Pacific Blue. I mean, like one day, just a different color showed up in the stores and people were pissed. So the original was a nice blue. Here we have Tonight, the lighter blue, and Deviate, the teal. And the next one I'm going to show you guys, when I pulled this out of my drawer a couple weeks ago, it caught me so off guard because all the other ones look normal. This is Later Gator, and this is supposed to be green. This was originally, in fact, you know what? You might not even believe me. Let me see if I can. Okay, hold on just a second here. I should have thought of this beforehand. I could have pulled it up, but I should have. I should have a picture of this on my blog. If I can. Yes, somewhere here. Hello, where are you? Yes, so let's. Which one are you? Let's. This one. Okay. This right here is this right here. And it's kind of crazy. And this isn't even, this blog post that I'm looking at, it's not even that old. It's only a couple years old. It's not like my original blog post with it, because I did a comparison of them when the Tronica colors came out. So I don't know what pigment they used in here that died, but Later Gator is now damn near a dupe for OMG. If you don't believe me, well, where are we here? As I try to rotate things in the non-mirrored camera. Yeah. Later Gator, OMG. I don't know what happened to its green. It went bye-bye. Daggit, hello! Thank you for joining us. Yeah, and it wasn't quite neon. It was a very bright green. And out of my collection, if I were to say the polishes that you're more likely to have trouble with as they get older, it is the brighter colors. A lot of colors that used to be neon. I remember I had a neon pink Conad stamping polish. One day I pulled it out and it was baby pink. And I was like, I didn't even recognize what it was at first. I was like, what is this? And then I unscrewed it and the little dried bits around the cap were still neon pink. And I just like, I couldn't believe it. It's kind of weird. I should turn that into an emote. So now we're going to get into the flashback colors. So let's just line these up here. and see what we have. Okay, so we're gonna have OMG, this one, TTYL, this one, and then you and yes. Okay. The one that I did not pick up of the new ones is Tonight. So you're not going to be able to see the comparison between the new and old Tonight, but it actually kind of works out well because that leaves me with 5 colors. We're going to do a Skittles manicure. We're going to do 1 color on each finger. One hand is going to be the originals and one hand is going to be the new ones. So the one thing I can say about the new ones, of course the ring light washes the whole thing out. The caps are kind of hollow and it's kind of neat. So first we have the new OMG, and I mean, side by side, I can see a difference. I don't know if that comes across on camera, and I wouldn't even say that it's a difference in the hollow. It almost seems like a slight difference in the texture and a very slight difference. Wait, is this? I was comparing it with L8R G8R, you guys. Oh my god, that's bad. Okay, actual comparison. OMG versus OMG. Okay, now, I cannot, like, that just shows how freaking, I mean, you could stick it in here as a third silver. It's not. It used to be green. It's a shadow of its former glory. Okay, so, the actual comparison, I would say they're very similar. We'll see once they get on the nails. Then we have Deviate. And China Glaze bottles have kind of a lot of text on them, so I'm trying to find, a good area where you can actually see the color. I'd say these are pretty close, and I'm keep checking what the camera is actually picking up too. Like I said earlier, I know it's not fully showing the hollow, but I think the colors are very close on this. I'd say the new one is slightly darker, but that might be because Deviate's old and a little bit weird now. Then we've got IDK, and that might be a theme going forward. So this is the new one, this is the old one. Again, I think the old one is slightly lighter, but I feel like these are gonna look really good on the nail. I feel like the hollow is strong. And then we've got BFF. These look quite a bit different, but sorry guys, new, old. I feel like the new one has a slightly purpler tinge to the pink for this one. But again, I'm hesitant to blame any slight difference in the color on China Glaze rather than on the pigments just aging out. And then here we have TTYL, new, old, and kind of the same thing again. The old one is a slightly bit different. Slightly. I think they did pretty good. So, maybe I want to, yeah, let's do like this. I'm just deciding what order I'm going to want to paint these on my nails. And then I'm kind of just lining them up to the side here in preparation. Let me grab a napkin so that we can not make a mess. Let me get some polish remover out just in case. Whenever I'm doing my nails, I make sure to have just a little out because you never know when you're going to want a little bit of polish remover or to at least have it handy. So, first things first, as we move on to doing a manicure here, I'm just going to, well, this is the other reason I always get some polish remover out. I'm just going to clean off my nails real quick with acetone. Whatever your personal preference, you might just want to wash your hands. You might be fine using alcohol. I tend to have, seems like, pretty oily nail plates, so I really like using acetone to get really good adhesion with either regular base coat or with the peel off base coat. And what is this little tiny black dot here? Go away. Yeah, the new one does look a touch bluer. I wish, and I mean, like, I have pictures, like, of when I originally got them, but you guys all know, taking pictures of nail polish is, like, sometimes it's a really frustrating endeavor. It's like, you take a picture and you're like, that's not what I took a picture of. Purple, for me, is usually one of the hardest, because it ends up either looking, you know, blue or blurple, or sometimes even more on a pink side. Like, getting it actually to capture as purple is something of a challenge. Okay. I'm going to be using my peel-off base. I kind of wonder how long these are going to last, because I do have a very messy dinner of hot wings planned. But, if I can kind of salvage these peelies, I'd like to, rather than just removing them to memorialize, I guess, the comparison, if you want to say. I was also thinking about using a regular base coat, because I was going to go through the trial that is washing my hair, but then I lazied out and decided to do it the cheat way, which is to kind of just wet down my hair without fully washing it, and add some more product, and I can get a couple more days out of it and wash it maybe this weekend or next week. Because dealing with my natural hair is just... I find that I have a tendency to get really lazy as long as it's still looking at least halfway decent. And my definition of halfway decent has probably gotten a lot looser the longer I've been natural. Alright. I should get out my new bottle of Ready for Takeoff. This is more of a challenge than it actually needs to be. I'm not sure. Can you guys even... Yeah, it's like mostly gone. I have to kind of tilt it to the side to be able to get anything. Yes, and sometimes I've turned it off, and then sometimes I'll do something and I'm like, gosh, I kind of wish it was auto white balancing. Same thing happens with my other camera. I'll have the auto white balance on, and then I'll do something, and the colors will kind of change. But I feel like when it's working properly, that it's better than any of the presettings. The auto setting is better than any of the presettings, which is kind of weird, because you would think it would just go between those, whatever is most suitable at the moment. But it seems to kind of also go like in between them in some ways. And gosh, yeah, okay, note to self: first thing is to find it. My new bottle of Ready for Takeoff. Second step is to start using it. And it's kind of interesting, because even when you set it, like see, like it probably just did it there. Like, it gets a little bit, and then it gets a little bit more. And there's like a couple things affecting that, and I'm just gonna take a moment to talk about them, because we gotta let the base coat dry anyway. So like, there's the right light, the gain, and then like the auto white balance. So like, if I click off the white balance, it'll stay like right there, like if I decide that's the right white balance. But it can still get interfered with by like the lighting. Let's see if I can get it to do it a little bit. See, like there, that's probably the exposure. So I've experimented with turning that off too, but the right light exposure and gain and all that, whatever Logitech's little things, seem to be a little bit more useful than the white balance. Maybe I'll leave the white balance locked right there. Also, because of, you know, the weird camera issues, a lot of the stuff gets reset every time I have to plug and unplug the camera, which I can't avoid unless I want to just leave OBS open like 24 hours a day, because if both of them are plugged in when OBS opens, then my computer crashes. Excuse me, guys. Okay, I'm going to make myself just a little bit more room here. Hopefully I can avoid messing anything up with this many bottles up here on the desk. Okay. So we'll put you here. You can go back over here. And you guys can go here. This is kind of ridiculous. Okay. That's going to be pretty good. Oh, is it I think it might depend on the seller. I think the one that I bought from for the Unt was actually coming from, sorry, had something on my napkin there, it was distracting me. Actually was shipping from Germany. And I've ordered a couple other things that ship from Germany. There's a particular, you might laugh at me, that's fine. There's a particular kind of candy that I really like. All of the US-based like candy websites that sell it charge like a really high price and really high shipping. And there's a seller on Amazon that has a reasonable price and free shipping, but it's shipping from Germany. And a lot of the times it has like a really far out there date, like, a month or two. But yes, I've ordered it more than once. Usually it shows up early. So Arshmatoran? No, but that I think that already sounds delicious. It's like, Haribo that makes the golden gummy bears? Well, they're called golden bears, but they're not all gold. They're multicolor. They make a candy called Primavera. It's like these little strawberry marshmallow nuggets. So good. So good. Miss Shrado, thank you for joining us. Mrs. I feel like I mumble it into Ms., but it's Mrs. Shrado. Thank you for joining us. While you paint your nails. Excellent. Yeah, we're having a China Glaze OMG head-to-head battle polish royale. I don't know. Arses with ears. Gummy butts with ears. What are you eating? Can I have some? Oh, it's just a gummy butt. That's great. Alright, so first round, pinkies, we're going to do Deviate. And I think my left hand is going to be the originals. My right hand is going to be the Flashbacks. That's really a great name for a candy, though. I mean, is that what they're that's literally what they're supposed to be? That's what blows my mind. Like, I can see it's supposed to be something else and everybody just thinks that it looks like ass with ears. But if that was what they were going for... God, look at the coverage on this. It's damn near one coat. That's the original. It's lovely. I'm gonna do 2 coats, but I mean... I guess this is why, like I said, they were really good for stamping, because they are pigmented. So great. And, no, I was going to say, do I want to do one whole hand, or do I want to do each color at a time? But I think I want to do each color at a time. So now we'll do the new Deviate. And see... That's pretty pigmented too. I would wager my guess... Gosh, got a little bit too much polish on there. I would wager my guess that these probably stamp well too. Just based on... And yes, my hands are crossed and weird. Is it easier if I go like this? But then they're in the wrong order, because really it should be like this. But then they're like not close to each other. But I mean, that far apart... Like, I'm not seeing much differences. The ones on, they were a little hard caters, actually. I mean, not like super bad. I mean, I've had old ones that get really difficult due to, like polish building up around the cap, but I did have to kind of like make sure I had a good grip and muscle down on it. Of all the... Alright, OMG. Make sure this is actually OMG and not our, faded later gator. And you can kind of see now that the polish is starting to settle a little bit. Well, maybe not. This bottle is definitely more than halfway gone. Of course, now I have later gator could be a backup. And I've got kind of some gross stuff. I'm actually just going to wipe that on my paper towel there. Got a gross bottle stem here, but it's okay. Alright. OMG. This is not quite as opaque as TTYL. No, wait, is that Deviate? I've always been bad with the names of these, because I'm not much of a texter. So you can see that's a little more sheer. You can still see visible nail line there. And you're not getting any of the hollow goodness yet, but we're going to figure out a way before the end of stream, you guys, to really get some hollow goodness. Now this one opened a little bit easier. OMG. If we have to turn off every light and bring out a flashlight, we'll do it. Yeah, again, very similar formula. Slightly little bit like transparent application. So again, originals, new ones. Pretty close. Pretty freaking close so far. I would say that compared to other reissues that I've seen, I'm impressed. Of course, this is one of the only ones that I've seen like up close and personal. Like, was it last year that Essie re-released Starry Starry Night? And it was like a joke. Like, the original was so much bomber than their reissue. And people were just like, nice try, Essie, I guess. I mean, not really. It's almost like when it's that far off, and they have to be able to tell that, it comes across... See, this is another one that's a little bit tough. It comes across more as just like the company's trying to do a money grab on the celebrity, if you want to say, of this old popular polish with this new polish that's trying to ride its coattails and failing. Okay, now this one, I would say that the new one is slightly less pigmented than the original. Oops, sorry. I feel like I can still see a little bit of visible nail line on my right hand. Might be a little bit due to, I mean, the polish felt slightly thick with age. I didn't have to thin any of these out. I mean, they're old enough. I'm sure they're packed with all kinds of good chemicals to keep them thin. But the purple IDK was a little just thick enough that I noticed it. So now we're going on to BFF, the kind of fuchsia-ish pink. And concentrate. I feel like I could very easily like paint the wrong collection on the wrong color. This is another one. Oops. Not fully opaque in the first coat. I feel like Deviate here on the pinky was the most opaque in one coat so far. But they've got good color saturation. I mean, even though they're slightly, I don't know if I would even call them sheer, but the color is very even. You see, it doesn't come across, streaky or anything like that. Chemicals. Oh. I mean, they're bad for you. Obviously, they're bad for you. But, like, I know my one aunt, she's always going on and on about how all the new, however many free polishes are crap. And they just don't wear like the old polishes that were full of all the chemicals. So now in this case, it's slightly different. I feel like the new one has slightly better coverage than the old one. Unlike the purple, which was the opposite. That's kind of interesting. Finally, we've got, what is this? TTYL. Really out of the first one. Hi, Coney. Thank you for stopping in. Oh, work internet doesn't like the stream. Well, the VOD will be up later. It'll also be on YouTube probably tomorrow if I keep myself in line. But thank you for stopping in. Someone clipped the face for the next emote. Which emote is that going to be? Was it a good one for, I mean, I suppose MSLP Gasm? Or I guess, well, maybe I would want to wait until I hopefully am able to claim that if I ever get partnered. I mean, like, for some reason, Colette Gasm just sounds a little bit more lewd than MSLP Gasm. But, could also just have it as Colette Lewd, as you guys said I needed after our trip to, in case anybody missed it, the Moist Clock Room. That was a hilarious moment. That one was a little bit on the more sheer side again. I mean, that's a really good view because you can basically see clearly my thumb tip. And here we go with the new version. I'm trying not to be like a super messy painter, but I'm 90% sure I'm going to need to do some cleanup when I'm done. And this is another one where the new one is definitely more opaque. I like these new ones, you guys. I would definitely recommend them. I mean, they're not... I don't know if I would say they're unique as far as holographic polishes go, but they're really good. I mean, they're good... Shit! Okay. It's okay. It's only nail polish. That was just... I'm only pissed because that was just completely klutz. Like, completely klutz. Alright, let's just dab you in here. Like this. And with holos, the thing is, you can do a surgery, but you gotta make sure, a polish surgery, to try and keep that surface level. Because if you have, like, divots or anything weird, a problem I definitely used to have is as far as, like, with patches, the linear rainbow, there will be like a ripple in the rainbow right there. Like you can probably even see on, well, if I had autofocus on, which I don't because it's broken, the very corner of this nail you can kind of see is not fully smooth because I had a little tiny, I don't even want to call it a break or a tear. It was just a little place in my nail that kept catching, so I did patch it a little bit. Just the thumb tip. Yeah, MSLP clutch. I wish I could be clutch. That was not clutch. Klutz. Yeah, that actually, I mean, it's almost actually good that it happened so soon after I painted it because everything was still wet and it was really easy to just paint over it. I was trying to just get my nails at a couple different angles here and see if we could get there. Some of the holo. I feel like I'm always like struggling with getting good camera angles. I feel, and God, my right hand, this is why you don't see me doing polish in motion with my right hand, because apparently I can't even barely flex my fingers evenly. I feel like you can really see it on the silver. That's not my good look at the holo. That was just messing around while I let this dry just a little bit more. I'm right-handed, Daggett. Which is why it's kind of weird that my right hand doesn't want to pose properly for nail polish pictures. But it's like, I mean, I guess over the years it's just had less practice, hand posing practice. because I usually hold the camera with my right hand and then pose, you know, with my left hand. So yeah, I think these are very, very similar, very good quality. If I didn't finish, I don't think I finished what I was saying because I messed up that nail, but they're maybe not completely unique hollows, but they're really good hollows. They're very linear hollows, as I think even here you can kind of see, especially on that ring finger there. You know, it's not that scattered kind of hollow that almost looks like, sometimes I feel like scattered hollows almost just look like flakies or glitters with just more glitteriness. I mean, it's, whoa. If you guys heard that, that was a loud thunder because my windows are closed and my AC is on and it sounds like it is really about to pour. It doesn't look windy or anything, so hopefully it's not like severe weather. Hopefully I don't lose all my lights and internet and have to finish painting my nails in the dark all by myself. But yeah, might be some more thunder, so I apologize. Southpaw poser. Yeah, and I mean, as far as nail polish goes and other things too, I mean, I think I am probably more ambidextrous than your average person. One of the things people are always like, oh my god, how do you paint your non-dominant, or how do you paint your dominant hand with your non-dominant hand is what I'm trying to say. And all I can say is practice. Not just practice like painting your nails, but like other stuff. If you see something on the ground, pick it up with your left hand. If you're doing a puzzle, try arranging the pieces with your left hand. Like, don't expect your left hand to just dangle at the end of your arm all day and then be able to paint your nails with precision. Like, use it. 80 and cloudy, perfect weather. That is kind of perfect, because especially if there's a little bit of a breeze. I don't know what it's like out there. It was really gross this morning, super humid, but it is 73 and comfy in my room, so 100 for the index here in Louisville. I think that's what it's going to be today. I think once this rain comes through, the sun is supposed to come out and turn everything hot and gross. For this second coat, I think I'm just gonna, in fact, I don't know why I sat here and reclosed all the bottles after I finished painting, knowing full and well I was gonna need to do second coats. So for the second coat, since I've kind of already done the comparison, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do one hand at a time after I get these bottles back opened again. And like a lot of holographic polishes don't play completely nice with top coat. Like especially it seems like older polishes. It seems like newer holo polishes, for whatever reason, like I'm not a scientist, react better with top coat. Like these will probably get slightly less holographic with a top coat. I remember when I was a young blogger, really wanting to pick up this special top coat. I think it was called Aqua something from Enfluo, if that's even how you pronounce them, because they were like considered the top end holo polish back in my day. And the top coat was supposed to not interfere at all with the holo awesomeness. So, okay, we're just going to do another coat of everything. This is, again, these are the originals. And this should just hopefully get everything nice and opaque and smooth. Really nice, smooth final coat will really get you the best holographic payoff. Yeah, I'm not a scientist. I'm a nail polish surgeon. Alright, we'll see here. Like, this was probably the sheerest one. This will go. That's pretty opaque. Do I want to do 3? I might do 3 coats of the silver, just to really make sure it's really really, really, really good. The purple, whoa, that's too much. Yeah, this, out of all of them, I would say this IDK is the closest to needing a thinning, but it's still definitely, it's kind of like a Sesh Vite level of thickness right now. Like, it's not, come on here. Is that a hair? Did I get a hair stuck in there? That's not cool. And there's also probably not much I can do about it. Just gonna have to live with that one. Love Beanie, except for when the hair goes in the nail polish. Because, like, sometimes maybe you can get it out, especially if there's, like, an end hanging out the side. But a lot of times, you're just gonna have to, like, bear it. Just accept it as the price of having a cat. Alright, and this one is also a little bit... Actually, you know what? I'm so indecisive right now on doing a third coat rather on the silver. Maybe it doesn't really need it. We'll just leave it like that. We'll leave them as it is. Close these up and do the other hand. And then we shall play around with lighting. But even then, Mega, you might... I mean, Sesh Vite is like a thickness scale all on its own. Like, okay, are we talking about a fresh bottle of Sesh Vite, or are we talking about that last quarter inch in the very bottom? Alright, now we're finishing off my right hand with the new Flashback colors. Did I say Flashback? It's a Flashback. I shouldn't do that. That's kind of mocking. Some people might take offense to that. I can't help it, though. I'm not PC. I didn't grow up with that shit. I apologize to anybody that's offended, but... like, get a sense of humor. I feel like... I don't know. I mean, some things are... people have different lines of where they draw the line between humor and offensiveness, I guess. My line may be a little bit further than most. I mean, like, if you've ever been offended by, like, South Park, you probably would be offended by some of my humor, because I think South Park's the shit. Alright, we're almost done with these. And I think you even can kind of tell, maybe not a lot on camera, I can tell in person, that the holographic properties, when it's dry, are stronger than, like, right after I paint a fresh coat on. Like, as I paint it on, it's like it's almost doesn't look holographic at all. And normally, yes, I advise as few strokes as possible, but with holos, I want to do as many strokes as it takes to get it smooth. So, like, right now, like, to me, and I think on camera too, it doesn't look hollow at all. Whereas if you see this one over here, you can see that hollow? That looks really weird. That looks like my hand is broken or something. And I don't know why hollows do that. Like, why are they more hollow when they're dry than when they're wet? I think on this one too. You see all that happening there? So, like, right after I paint it, there's just the regular reflection going on. None of that hollow shift. So, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with the 2 coats for everything. And while we're letting these fully dry, we're going to go ahead and just slightly clean up around the edges. Make sure that our cuticles are neat. And not PC here either. Yeah, I mean, there are certain things, okay, you really... I mean, everybody has a line. I'm sure I have lines too. Certain things you really just shouldn't joke about. But then there are other things, it's like, just lighten up a little bit. So, like I said, I tried to keep it neat, but my polish painting skills are like not at pro level. Because once I learned that you could clean up with a little brush dipped in polish remover, why would I ever be that careful again? I mean, you don't want to be like, just like scribbling all over and getting polish everywhere, but I mean, why not do it the easier way? I mean, easier for me. Maybe some people would say, nah, that's an extra step. Just do it neatly in the first place. But for me, this is the easy way. Especially, people have noticed this little spot here. I swear this is like the chubbiest sidewall of any nail. I cannot avoid getting polish there. I can't. Like, I will be as careful as I possibly can, and it just still gets there. Alright, and I just like having a real nice smooth line at the cuticle. Some people like to really get up there in the cuticle. I mean, like, back in the beginning of my blog, you can look and see like flooded cuticles, and that's like not a good look. Doesn't look great as it grows out, or when you first do it. But I just didn't used to know any better. But some people really are skilled enough to get like literally as close to possible as touching the cuticle without actually touching it. It's like, how? I can't. Prismatic Sky, hello. You think the cleanup brush changed your polish life? Yeah. I mean, it's just... And it's not like this is undeal-withable. This, it's kind of hard to see on this one. This is almost like a nude for me. It's certainly, even especially more on camera. But, like, if you were not to clean this up, it's not the end of the world. I mean, it will eventually, like, peel off a little bit, especially, like, in the shower or something like that. But for me, especially with the peel-off base coat, I feel like if I can get a really nice, clean edge on the color polish, and then kind of seal... Yeah, this is... I'm sorry, I can't do this quite on camera. I need an angle that's not compatible. But if I can seal everything in then with top coat, I feel like I get a lot better wear out of my peel-off base. And then a lot of times with the top coat, I mean, the same thing happens. I get it, you know, around the edges, or I get it pooled at the cuticle, but it's clear, and it's less noticeable, and I usually do. Sometimes if I'm really, like, on top of it and motivated, I'll go ahead and clean up a little bit on the top coat also. But more likely, I'm usually to just leave that to peel off later on its own. So we're going to finish up the right hand here, and then we're going to mess around with the lighting. Just right now, I would say these are like really great matches to the original. I'm impressed. I had very, very low expectations. Just because, I mean, I've seen it before, and even, you know, people kind of said that the Tronica collection was, you know, their attempt at recreating the OMG collection, or the, Holographic? Is that what it was called? Those were also very similar in the same line as the Tronica colors, and they were both more, you know, scattered hollows, not the linear hollow. And around the same time as the OMG collection, China Glaze did also have a more scattered hollow collection. And my memory is going to fail me, and I'm not going to be able to remember the name of the collection. It had like a Sexagon. Yeah, you heard me. Couple other... God, I'm like drawing a complete blank here. the colors matched up almost exactly with the colors of the OMG collection, but they were scattered holos instead of linear holos. I love those too. I got those also. I think possibly even the same haul as I got the original OMG collection. Yeah, it depends. Some of the Color Club holos are more linear. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, oh well. I was going to show you guys the new Color Clubs that I got also, but maybe those can wait until... Was another case of, I waited around, I was trying to decide, and then some were sold out, and I was thinking about waiting, and I thought, well, if I fully wait, I've definitely had it happen. You're waiting around for some particular color to come back in stock. By the time it's back in stock, then 3 others are out of stock again. So I just ordered what I could, put the rest on my wish list, and their customer service said that the new Color Clubs are the Halo Chrome and the Halo Crush. They said that those were going to be restocked in about 2 weeks, and I think that was about a week ago. So maybe I will do a little haul for the Color Clubs when I get the rest of that collection. So, let me get a drink here. Gotta stay hydrated, you guys. Any guys that are living where it's hot, please don't get heat exhaustion. It's dangerous. It sucks. So here's another little side-by-side. Originals, new ones. I'm sorry. I always shift the wrong way first. But these are really, really close. Really close. These are probably the biggest difference, and that's not a huge difference. I'm sorry, that's horrible. It's hard to get the thumbs in here properly, you guys. So, new, old. Now, as far as really show, let me actually, can we just get like one notch out? Yeah, that makes it a little bit easier. So it's not true though, Mega. Beer's not a hydrator. Because it's once, many years ago, this is a fairy tale or some shit, but quite a while ago, I worked at this place with this old woman named Gloria, and one day we came in and it was like, where's Gloria? She's not dead, don't worry. Well, she might be now. She wasn't at the time. We were all like, where's Gloria? Where's Gloria? And turned out she'd been outside gardening and drinking beer and got dehydrated and heat exhaustion and was in the hospital. So for every alcoholic beverage you have, please drink some water. So, like I said, I think when I flex my nails like this, you guys can see the hollow coming at the cuticle. These are the originals. These are the new ones. But let's actually turn off the ring light. Of course, if we just turn the ring light down, no, it's still not. It's a little bit better, but... So, we've got here one of my old lamps. Hey, there we go. Now are you guys feeling it? Hollow. These are the originals. And this is why hollow is the freaking shit, man. These are the new ones. They're just as good. They really are. Damn near. And the pinky or the pointers, I almost want to say this new one is slightly more hollow than the old one. Maybe just almost like a slightly different type of hollow. Because again, new, old. Look at those two purples just side by side. I feel like the the rainbow is a little bit more defined. It's like on the old ones, the rainbow is very linear, but they almost kind of blend together like a gradient. And on the new ones, the rainbow colors are almost more defined. Check out let's get the silvers. So we have new, old, and kind of try to flex these. Like my light's in this direction too, so I don't know if I should point them more toward the light or not. But I mean, I think you guys are seeing both are hollow as fuck. I mean, basically. It's a miraculous, beautiful, beautiful thing. I would venture to say that the new ones are possibly more hollow than the originals. Completely unexpected. Completely unexpected. I'm baffled. Yeah. And like I said, these have aged pretty well. Maybe it is slightly due to the age. I mean, okay, I don't understand how holo works. I mean, obviously it's something where it breaks up the light like a prism does, because all light, like white light, is every single color. When it hits a prism, it scatters and it breaks into Roy G. Biv. So I don't know how aging would affect that. I feel like only the pigment of the old one is affected, but possibly the holo is affected too. No, I'm going to say it. The new ones, I mean, just look at these two purples. Like this, you saw this on its own, you'd be like, damn, that's some holo. But then you look at this and you're like, damn, that's some holo. So, yeah, new ones. See, but now, I'm even more pissed that they didn't redo all 12. Because the darker purple was my favorite. L8R Gator was an awesome, and very unique green of a holo. And, you know, a lot of the other colors, the gold one, I've already forgotten the name. That's a great holo. Yeah, I'm really disappointed now that, you can stamp over holo. Although I don't think I want to stamp over these because I'm just going to enjoy them. You cannot, but not only can you stamp over holo, as I mentioned earlier, you can stamp with holo. Maybe I'll tentatively put that for next week's midweek manicure. Do some on holo and holo on stamping. You've never seen me stamp, Mega. Well, I don't know why I'm surprised. I don't have a lot of stamping tutorials, but if you're just burning to see it, I know that I did do, well, I don't know if that really counts as stamping. I did at least one traditionally stamped design during the last 12 days of Christmas. And I also did like a stamped decal. I kind of at first shied away from doing stamping tutorials because I was like, well, I felt like I wasn't really showing anything. But then the couple that I did had really good reception, and I'm like, well, maybe I should do more stamping tutorials, especially because, you guys, I've bought so many plates that I haven't even ever used. So let's say that. Maybe probably TM. I should just trademark that because I feel like I'm saying that all the time. But maybe probably we'll do some stamping next week. I already have Saturday's stream 80% planned, so we can't do it Saturday, and I don't want to do it now because I'm just enjoying these too much. I don't want to cover them up with stamping. Although in other cases, I mean, like one of my very, very favorite. Let's see if I can just find this for you guys and show you. Was it with? Okay, let's see. And then we're gonna do a top coat, and then we're gonna see. And then we're going to see how these do. Come on here. No, that's not the one I want. I can't remember. Of course, maybe I didn't use... Okay. No, I really want to find this for you guys so you can see how nicely they stamp. Do more stomping. There's got to be a technique to... There is, and the thing that's really confusing about it, Mega, is that it can vary for each design, and it can vary depending on the stamper that you're using. Like, I've had some designs where it works best to just like stamp directly on it. I've had some where it works best to rock left to right, some where it works best to rock right to left. And there are, I guess, probably like a bunch of other little small tricks that I know. This is not the one I wanted to show you guys, but it is a one that shows you how well the original stamped. There. Is that? There. That was my like go-to freaking stamping plate back in the day. I loved that a lot. So that was with QT, which is the other pink. I can't find the one that I really wanted to show you guys, but we'll do some stamping, and that I'm glad we had this conversation. That seems like it'll be a good thing to do on stream because it's something that people have a lot of questions about. It's I don't want to say it's like water marbling, but it has a lot of the same problems in that you might think you know what you're doing, and then you try to do it again and completely fail. And there's so many different factors that play into how well it works. I mean, your stamper, your plate, your polish, how well you clean the plate in between, how long it takes you to, there's a lot going on with stamping. It seems easy on the surface. Oh, just polish, scrape, stamp, and stamp. Easy. But it's not. Yes, exactly, Prismatic Sky. Practice, and if you go on my blog, damn near every manicure's got some stamping on it. Stamping, if you haven't heard the story, stamping is what got me to start my blog. And I'm going to start doing my my top coat while I'm rambling here, after one more drink. Stamping is what got me started blogging, which led to YouTubing, which led to streaming. So stamping is indirectly responsible for the stream right now. I was working with another lady who also liked to do her nails, and she went to this art festival one day and showed up at work with the Conad nail stamping system. And I was like, what is this? This is really cool. Like, where did you get this? And she told me about it. I was like, I was like, I wonder if that's something that they would sell also. Because I didn't plan on going to this art festival. Might already have been over or whatever. But I said, I wonder if that's something that they would sell at the state fair. And I think you guys can kind of tell too, like the holo is very, very subtle here under the ring light. You can kind of see it when I get at a really weird angle like that. But like watch as I top coat, and the holo kind of almost disappears, and then as the top coat dries, the holo will come back a little bit. So like you see now, that shift that you were seeing is gone. Anyway, back to story time. So when I went to the state fair that year, I was like, okay, usually I don't go in all these buildings that are just like trying to sell you crap, because that's not why I'm at the state fair. I'm at the state fair for food and animals and glass blowing and that type of thing. But I went in all these buildings and I found a booth selling Conad. What is stuck in there? I found a booth selling Conad. And so I bought, like, you know, the Conad starter kit with your little metal scraper and your little hard pink stamper and, you know, I don't know, handful of plates, 5 or 6 plates or something. And I was like, oh yeah, found this stuff. And I was like, you know, came with some instructions, and I was doing okay-ish. This is before my blog. And I went to work, and, you know, I'm talking with this girl, and, you know, we're exchanging our few little tips. And after using it for a while, I'm like, you know, I bet that somewhere online somebody has some tips, somebody has some other ideas of how, like, you know, these designs on the plates that I'm using can be you know, used and combined together. And so I, like, did a Google search, probably for just, you know, Conad nail stamping or Conad nail art, something like that. And oh my god, I discovered nail bloggers. And I think one of the very first ones that I followed was called The Nail File. And I'm so sad because, like, sometimes you just feel like going down memory lane. And when I went to her blog, like, the page is still there, and all that there is a message that says, "The Nail File is no more. Thanks for everybody that joined me on this journey while it lasted." And I was like, okay, I've super fallen off with my own blogging, but I would never, like, delete my old posts. Like, people might still want to look at your old stuff. Like, unless there's, like, really a reason to, I just don't see why anybody would do that, and it made me kind of sad. But when I first discovered her, what I found was page after page of this lady with really long, gorgeous nails, gorgeous colors of brands that I'd never heard of, like Nubar and Misa and all this, and awesome Conad designs. And, you know, I started following this blog, I started following a couple other blogs, and started telling this lady at work about these, you know, these nail bloggers. Like, oh my god, did you know that, like, you could go online and look at pictures of nail polish? Like, it was a foreign concept at the time. And after a couple months of this, I was like, you know, I take pictures of my nails sometimes. I have a computer. I enjoy writing about stuff, and I love nail polish. Like, why don't I start a blog? Sure, why not? And, yeah, 9 years later, here we are. That's the end of story time for now. So, we're still drying here. I mean, like, we've actually got a couple bubbles here. That's, like, not making me happy. Again, I'm sorry for the blurriness. If I'm really going to show you guys something, like, important, I would turn off the manual. But the problem with the manual focus is, for some reason, it doesn't want to focus at this distance. I mean, obviously it's capable of focusing at this distance, but when I turn on the autofocus, it just isn't quite right, and everything is blurry. And so I figure being able to see what's going on here is more important than being able to see what's going on here, usually. So these are a little bit more subtle now with the top coat. Like I said, as you very first top coat it, you're going to lose the holo. I think you can see on the purple nail here that the holo is coming back. And let's see if we can... Okay, I have to be very careful now because, like we've talked about, Seshvi is a miracle worker, but it does have limits. You don't want to completely bash into something before it's fully dry. So basically, though, I mean, these are still very holographic. These are the old ones. These are the new ones. Maybe like this. These are the new ones. God. I'm so tempted. Like, it would be so much easier for me to use a mirrored camera. But then, in addition to being upside down, Miracle Matte would also be backwards for you guys. And anything else. I mean, like, I think, like, if I show you, like, a nail polish, I mean, even though that's a little bit blurry, you guys can still pretty much read that. If I were to have it mirrored, I don't know. I feel like I just need to bite the bullet and get used to, like, not thinking it's mirrored, like, and accepting in my head that if I want to go this way, I need to go this way. If that makes sense. So, yeah, that's my comparison between these. The new ones are great. They're awesome. I'm definitely going to be picking up tonight because, you know, just as to have as a backup polish. Like, now that this is finally kind of settled, can you guys see that it's only up to, like, here? I mean, that might seem like plenty. Realistically, it probably is plenty. But, like, these are polishes that I would not want to run out of. They're, like, I mean, aside from kind of having that sentimental place in my heart from being some of my, not first holos, but, like, first holos that I, like, searched out and some of my first polishes that I hauled as a blogger. Plus, like I said, they're awesome for stamping. We'll play around with that at some point. And, yeah, I'm real. This makes me happy. The fact that the reissued OMG Flashbacks did not suck really honestly makes me happy because I had super, super low expectations and these blew my expectations out of the water. One more time. These are the old ones. Beautiful, hollow. These are the new ones. Just as beautiful. Possibly even more hollow. No, not possibly. More hollow. Even now that they're both, you know, top-coated and dry. Old, new. I mean, it's subtle, but I think all my nail polish fans are used to subtleties. I mean, that's what nail polish collecting is about, right? Polishes aren't the same. They're similar. But this is really all that I had planned for today. I know you guys are always rooting me on to do like the 12-hour nail polish stream. But you don't need them, but you want them. You don't, if you don't have the originals, you might need them, Prismatic Sky. Yes, a re-release really done right. I mean, props to China Glaze. China Glaze, honestly, in like recent last couple years, I haven't picked up a lot of them, but it was one of my very first like non-Target brand nail polishes, and it was so funny because it was like when I started seeing them on blogs and I'm looking around and it's like they're sold at Sally Beauty. I'm like, I've been in Sally Beauty, ain't no nail polish in there. And then I make this trip to Sally Beauty and what the heck, if you look right instead of looking left, freaking nail polish. Like so much nail polish, I felt like an idiot for never noticing it before. But true to hue and better hollow too. Yeah, I mean, if there are gonna be changes, that's the kind of change that I would like to see. I mean, ain't nobody gonna be mad about more hollow. Not around here. So let's see where we can send you guys. I was thinking, see, it's the holidays, so it's always, like I kind of said at the beginning of stream, and I may not have finished, and if I didn't, I'm sorry. The holidays are always a little bit weird because some people definitely have holiday plans, some people definitely don't. So that means some people are not watching, and some people are looking even more than usual for something to watch. And usually I'm in the category of, God, nobody's streaming. Where are you people spending time with your family? But I'm really glad that you guys did not have holiday plans that, well, or maybe you do and they're just later on. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I, play with these polishes and look at rainbows and amuse myself and hopefully amuse you too. I was kind of on the track to saying I was hoping that since it was a weekday stream that maybe I would get to host my, I'm about to call her my friend. Like, I don't really know her that well, but her channel and her chat is so welcoming. I feel like I could call her a friend. She does resin keycaps, and a lot of the beautiful things that she makes them with are like nail polish flakies or pigments or that sort of thing. I thought you guys would really enjoy that. she usually isn't streaming on the weekend, so I haven't been able to host her like on a Saturday, but she appears to have 4th of July plans because she's not streaming. So I think what I'm going to do is... Yeah, and it's so cool. Like, I mean, I've heard of resin before, and I've seen, like, resin stuff on Instagram. But, like, I've never, like, seen somebody doing it. Plus, like, as far as, like, adult humor, like, she's great. She's hilarious. She's got an awesome chat. She's got a hummingbird cam. She lives in California, so in the back of the hummingbird cam there's a couple of weed plants, and she sits around and makes keycaps with holo and unicorns inside of them. Luke, you're just coming in at the end of stream. Hello, but I'm sorry, I'm just getting ready to wrap it up here. How are you? This is what we were working on today, and it may look the same, but this is actually the original collection that this nail polish company released and the new collection they released. So we were doing a little comparison. Well, if you really need some nail polish in your life, Luke, you can check out the VOD. Her channel is, let me just type it out here. It's Megan, it's spelled this way. Cutie. And she usually starts like 1 o'clock my time most weekdays. I just stumbled upon her by chance one day in the creative section, and yeah, I watch her a lot afternoons now. So maybe next week, see, that gives me incentive to give you guys the holo stamping that you're wanting next week, because that gives me another weekday stream and maybe another chance to host her. But since she is not around, what we are gonna do is we are going to go and raid our boy Jerry. A lot of you guys know Jerry. He's usually in here. He's not in here today because he is in his own stream. And what time is it? It's about 3:30. And, oh, he is just switching over from Mega Man speedruns to Xenoblade Chronicles 1. It's an RPG. If you just want some chill, nice background company, this is perfect. The music is so awesome, and I'm glad that I'm ending because I don't want to miss any of this, because he's played it before. He knows what's going on. I have not, so all the story and stuff, he's just letting unfold. So I'm going to get this raid started. Thank you all very, very much, so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I hope I'll see you next time. I always feel like I have an awkward ending to my stream, but have a happy, safe 4th of July if you're in the US. If you're not, have a regular ass day, and catch you guys later.
Started coming out of the pit.